Mm-hmm. Everyone's so on edge, even more than last time we visited Hogsmeade. Most of the villagers seem reluctant to even leave their homes.
It's obvious that Dementor attacks are taking a toll on everyone's sanity.
They're taking a toll on business too.
When we were here the other day, Mrs. Bloom said Honeydukes was already seeing fewer customers. I imagine it's the same for Scrivenshoffs?
Let's just say I've seen graveyards that were livelier than our shop right now.
Haven't the ministry stationed auras around the village?
Yes, but it's hard to find their presence very reassuring when people are still being attacked.
Still, even with all the patrols? Dementors are devious, no doubt about that, but to identify and slip through holes in the Ministry's defenses...
In any case, the situation is now even more hopeless than the last time I visited. I'd hoped to put on one last big fundraising push, but that seems impossible now. I may be a brilliant young entrepreneur, but I'm not a miracle worker.
It seems to me that Hogsmeade just needs some serious cheering up. Yeah, with the Dementors lurking, the only reason anyone's out is to buy... Wait. I think I know just the place for your fundraiser, Wenshi.
Dementors aren't all bad for business. I hear chocolate sales are up 50% here at Honeydukes. This might sound mad, but I fell in love with a Dementor once. No, it's true, it really took my breath away. Thank you. Thank you for coming! Don't forget to check out our Scrivenshaft quill selection and get a free sugar quill with every Honeydukes purchase. Did you hear that? Laughter! Who knew Dementors could be funny?
I think everyone just needed an excuse to laugh. I know poking fun at the Dementor made it seem less scary to me. Maybe the rest of the villagers will be a little less afraid now, too.
Thank you! for finding the perfect place. The only shop with a decent number of customers here at Hogsmeade. Can you blame them, though? Chocolate is now a necessity for everyone.
Well, it wouldn't have worked without your talents. You should really consider writing comedy as a career. You'll be more famous than Gilderoy Lockhart in no time, hopefully with a better reputation.
It was once my dream to write the best stories with our Scrivenshaft quills, but now...
Quite a crowd, Wengie. I must say I'm impressed. Your little impromptu promotion appears to be working. Thought I'd never see a Scrivenshaft quill on sale ever again.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Come now, I only want what's best for you and your family. Where are my manners? Midas Gulve, entrepreneur, man of the people.
Huh, you're no man of the people. You'd rather put us out on the street than miss one of your precious payments.
Not true, Wengie. I'd hate to see your family lose the shop. But then, I have to look after my own business interests, don't I? You can't blame a wizard for that.
Your only interest is in causing others misery, which means you're not welcome here.
Clearly I won't be changing your mind. Still, I do hope you're successful, Wengie. Either way, we'll be seeing each other again. Soon. Good day.
I see why you don't like him, Wengie.
Shit, what a snake.
This is going to seem odd, but I have this strange feeling, like there's something familiar about him, but I can't put my finger on it.
I'm sorry, I get so angry anytime he comes around. He brings out the worst in me.
Forget him, Wengie. Just look around. Look at all the smiling faces. You did this.
You're right. This has been a good day, and it's not over yet. I've still got a few more jokes to tell.
Oh no, it's a Dementor. Ivy, Daniel, run!
Stay back! Expecto Patronum!
Expecto Patronum.
All that work, For nothing. I doubt anyone will set foot in the shop again. We're finished.
Don't talk like that. I'm sure we can think of something.
I don't know, Ivy. I feel like we might have done more harm than good. That thing was attracted to the happiness in the room, right?
Yes, they feed on it. Happiness, joy, pretty much any positive emotion. They take it all, leaving you with nothing but your worst memories, repeating over and over in your head. It's awful. Sorry, this wasn't my first run-in with the Dementor. I'm afraid it's put me in a rather melancholy mood.
Believe me, I know what you're going through. Was that your first encounter?
It was shortly after my father left us. I'd gone into the Forbidden Forest to be alone, and stumbled upon the foul thing in a clearing. If it hadn't been for the aura, I'd have been done for.
You were lucky that aura was around.
Lucky? He's had 2 run-ins with the same Dementor. If you ask me, that's some serious bad luck.
Actually, I don't think it is. I think Banshee is being targeted.
What are you talking about? I know he doesn't...
In the shop, I'm almost certain Midas had something to do with the attack. When the Dementor was after you, he was smiling.
I know he doesn't like me, and the feeling is definitely mutual. But to actually direct a Dementor to attack someone, is that even possible?
Yes.
We've had a bit of experience in that department. Suffice to say, yes, he could be directing the Dementor to attack you. The question is, why?
To keep me from coming up with the money, obviously.
That does seem likely, but why? I'd have thought he'd rather have the money than a business to take care of.
Actually, he's been going around town trying to buy out a lot of the businesses in Hogsmeade. I don't know why.
Of course. That's why he looked so familiar. I ran into him in Honeydukes. Literally. I knocked the briefcase out of his hand, spilled the contents all over the floor. He got rather upset when I tried to help him clean up the mess.
Did he? What was in the briefcase?
Papers mostly, and there was something else. What was it? Sorry, I can't remember.
Finally, a job for the Pensioner. You're lucky. I've been working on perfecting my memory potion. This should help you remember exactly what happened.
Is it really that good? I might ask for one before the next History of Magic quiz. Okay, bottoms up.
I'll keep that in mind if Professor Slughorn decides to start grading our potions on taste alone. So, what do you remember?
Okay, it's starting to come back. It was definitely Midas that I bumped into. He dropped his briefcase, which popped open, spilling a bunch of papers, and... oh! It was a wand, except it looked like a quill.
Describe it exactly.
Okay, about 12 inches long, slender, almost black in color, except the tip which was bone white, and on the other end, a feather. That's why I thought it was a quill.
You just described my father's wand.
Really? Midas got very angry when I picked it up. He snatched it out of my hands and took off. But if it's your father's...
How did he get it?
I don't know.
Maybe your father pawned it before he left to pay down the debt?
No. That wand is a family heirloom. He loves it. He'd sooner lose the shop. There's no way he'd give it up unless Midas took it from him. My father could be kidnapped. Or worse.
And so darkness descends upon the once lively village. A necessary cleansing, I would call it. Hogsmeade is now free of senseless quarrels, baseless accusations, and fruitless schemes. The guilty hide in their homes, unaware of the suffering they've inflicted upon the poor and the powerless. They cry, they cower, they crumble, in the shadow of my robed friends. Hogsmeade has been transformed. And so begins the reign of their new, ruthless king.
About Wenshi. He was really mad that Midas has his father's wand. It took all my powers of persuasion to convince him not to go chasing after Midas right then and there. In the end, I had to promise I'd tell Harry Potter about what we learned about Midas, since we have the earlier Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
If I were in his shoes, I'd probably be upset too. Wait a moment. What's going on? Where are the training dummies?
And not that I'm complaining, but why is the room filled with games and joke items?
We thought we'd try something a little different today.
But why? With the Dementor attacks ramping up, isn't it more important than ever that that we master our Patronuses.
You'll see. Now go and have fun. Well, did you all have fun?
Surprisingly, yes. To be honest, I initially thought this was going to be a waste of time, but it's actually helping me loosen up a little.
Which is a problem, because it's critical that you be able to go to your happy place in order to cast a Patronus, even in the darkest of times. We hope this class was good practice for turning out any fear and pressure you may feel.
Expecto Patronum!
Nice job. You're making great progress.
I still don't think it's enough. I've heard of a Patronus so powerful, it could drive away 100 Dementors. If only I could achieve that.
You're closer than you think. Maybe what you need is the right moment to shine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need it elsewhere.
Wait a moment, Mr. Poulter. You and the other Auras are investigating the Dementor attacks as suspicious, aren't you?
Piece that together, did you? If you're fishing for information, I'm afraid I can't share any details about an active investigation.
Actually, we have information for you. We have reason to believe that Midas Gorvig, a dodgy businessman based out of Hogsmeade, is connected to the Dementor attacks.
That's quite an accusation. Do you have any proof?
When the Dementor attacked Honeydukes and everyone was in a panic, he seemed pleased. He even smiled when it was after Wenshi, as if he'd ordered the attack himself. What's more, despite being in a shop full of potential victims, the Dementor specifically went after Wenshi. That's twice now Wenshi has been attacked by this Dementor. Curious, given the fact that Midas is currently trying to take over Wenshi's family business, don't you think? Wenshi's father's wand. I saw it in Midas's briefcase. It was a beloved family heirloom, so he'd never willingly part with it. Wenshi believes Midas stole it.
I see. And do you have this wand on you?
Well, no, but if you look in his briefcase, I'm sure you'll find it.
That does seem like a lead, but unfortunately we can't just search someone's briefcase without solid evidence.
Even as an aura?
Especially as an aura. Thank you for the tip. I can't promise anything, but I'll see what I can do.
Did you tell Harry about Midas?
Yes, I pulled him aside after class.
Let me guess. He gave you a polite but ultimately non-committal brush-off in response.
Always so cynical, Wenshi. Harry Potter isn't one to brush off leads, especially not solid ones. All we need right now is tangible proof that our lead is solid. Then the solution's obvious, isn't it? We just need to find some.
You make it sound so easy. Let's not forget that if our theory is correct, this man is in league with a Dementor.
Still, Ivy might be onto something. We already know Midas keeps Wenshy's father's wand in his briefcase. And considering how negatively Midas reacted when I tried to help him gather the wand and the briefcase's other spell's contents, it's safe to assume he's probably got other things he doesn't want anyone seeing in there too. If we can keep Midas distracted, we might be able to grab the briefcase, collect the evidence we need, and get out of there while he's still none the wiser.
Midas Gulvag may have more money than he knows what to do with, but he's still cheap. If I invite him for a free drink at the Hogshead under the guise of asking for an extension, he'll come. He also loves the sound of his own voice, so it shouldn't be too hard to keep him talking while you grab the case.
Sounds like a plan. Midas isn't going to know what hit him. He put the case on the table. How are we going to get our hands on it now?
Shh. I'm sure Wenshy will think of something. Just watch and wait.
Thanks for coming. I've taken the liberty of ordering us some drinks.
Always happy to spare a moment for a loyal customer. Now what can I do for you? Besides take advantage of your offer of a free drink, of course.
I was hoping, given the circumstances, you might consider an extension on the loan repayment.
I wish I could, Wenshy. But this Dementor nastiness is affecting my business as well. I'm afraid I just can't afford another extension.
Hogwash! We both know. Sorry, look, I'll pay everything back. Just... Whoops! How clumsy of me.
Don't worry, accidents happen. Now, about your proposal.
Wenshy must have spilled his drink on purpose to get Midas to move his briefcase. Brilliant!
Let's not waste the opportunity he's given us. Grab it now.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I was expecting the briefcase to be full of cursed artifacts. A copy of Magic Most Evil, maybe even a bottle of poison. You know, dark wizard stuff. Doesn't exactly scream I'm in league with a Dementor, does it? But there could still be something in here that incriminates Midas. Let's take a closer look.
The language in these contracts is so dense. It's no wonder Wenshy's father got suckered into taking out a bad loan. And according to these records, Scrivenshafts isn't the only shop in Hogsmeade that Midas is preying on. J. Pippin's potions, Dominic Maestro's music shop, even Honeyduke's. He's got all these notes on their financials. Personal information about their owners, too.
It's creepy and predatory, no doubt, but illegal or criminal? I'm not sure. Look at this quill! It's genuine phoenix feather. This must have cost a small fortune. And she did say Midas has expensive tastes and likes to flaunt his wealth. Well, this is interesting. I wonder what it unlocks. Wait a moment. Where's Wenxi's father's wand? Midas must have gotten spooked after a run-in and stashed it somewhere else.
Right, so we did all of this for nothing?
Not necessarily. We may not have uncovered any hard evidence, but we did find a key. Perhaps Midas is using it to lock away something incriminating.
Even if that's true, and I do mean if, how are we supposed to figure out what the key goes to? We can't very well go around trying every lock we see.
But if we don't hurry, it may very well leave us behind. Come on, let's return the briefcase, signal to Wenxi to keep stalling, and follow it. The key's finally slowing down. The lock must be around here somewhere, wherever here is. Looks like some sort of ancient tomb, or what's left of it anyway. I doubt anyone's been here in centuries.
I wouldn't be so sure. You see those footprints? And that campfire is still smouldering. If I had to guess, I'd say Midas is using these ruins as a hideout.
Is that a trunk? Looks like we found what the key unlocks. Now let's see what Midas is hiding. There's a person in there! Is he?
No, I see him breathing. He's in rough shape, but alive.
How could Midas? Why would Midas? There's no time for questions. We've got to get him out of there and to a healer.
How? Even with the three of us, we cannot carry a full-grown man through the thick brush of the Forbidden Forest all the way back to Hogsmeade on our own.
Daniel has a point. It took us ages to walk here. We definitely need help. Auras would be perfect. This is the tangible proof we've been looking for. Midas is finished. Let's hurry. We don't know how much longer Wenxi can keep Midas occupied. Wenxi? What are you doing here? How did you find us? Where's Midas?
I wouldn't worry about all that. Not when you should be worried about me. Depulso!
What the hell, Wenxi?
Ivy, are you alright? banged up, but I'll be alright. Honestly, I'm more worried about Wenshi. What's gotten into you?
Watch out!
I agree. Wenshi isn't acting like himself at all. Something's definitely wrong with him. Glazed over eyes, unnatural behavior. Wenshi's been imperious. Midas.
I've got to admit, figuring out I'd Imperious the Scriven Chef boy like that? You kids are smarter than you look. A shame you weren't smart enough to keep your noses out of my business. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Not unless you want Wenshi here to hurt himself. Or you. I see you found the last person who wasn't smart enough to mind their own business. Guess it's true what they say. Like father, like son.
You mean the man in the trunk is...
Dad.
He's resisting the Imperious curse.
What? But that's impossible! The senior Scrivenshaft wasn't able to resist!
Get out of my head!
Imperio. Central Patrolman. Incendio. Sector Central. Symptom simple. Intelligence. Vector patrol. Cyber solution. Antibody and overall. Agno. Incendio. Fungal disease. Grazer. Intelligence. Death Symptom simple. Cyber solution. Vector patrol. Incendio. Razor. Ivy, go and get Harry. Daniel and I will make sure Midas doesn't go anywhere. It's over, Midas. Give it up.
You're right. It is over. For you. Don't worry, it won't attack you. Not until I order it to, anyway.
It listens to you? I don't believe it.
And yet, the proof is right in front of you. See, the Dementor recognizes in me a kindred spirit. We were both born lacking and take what we need to fill the void. When I asked it to help me expand my business, it was happy to oblige. It's a win-win situation, really. My cloaked friend gets to feast on all sorts of emotions in this quaint little village. While I get what I want. Revenge. Who do you think will take over all the shops legally, mind you, when Hogsmeade becomes a ghost town? Naturally, I'm more than happy to deal with any insubordination, shall we say. The Imperious Curse is just one tool in my arsenal.
You're utterly vile.
Now that's uncalled for. Do mind your language when discussing my business acumen.
So you imperioused him, locked him away in a trunk, and made his family think he'd run out on them?
I know it sounds awful, but it was nothing personal. After all, success requires sacrifice.
Why are you telling us all this? You have to know you're only incriminating yourself.
Why indeed? Perhaps I simply haven't conversed with anyone in a while. Lie, coerce, intimidate. Sure, but actually talking to someone is another matter.
You're not fooling us with those platitudes.
To each their own, I suppose. It's a pity you won't witness my takeover of Hogwarts once I've claimed all of Hogsmeade.
Impervious. Incendio. Frozen Needle. Acrobatic. Inflated. Flowing fire. Atmosphere. Sunshine oil. Backball patrolman. Vigilance! Potato to tower! Castro! Incendio! Heartstopper! Backball patrolman! Phoenix snowballs! Backball patrolman! Impervious.
Oh, all right, everyone. We're in this together now.
Rainfall. And running over us. Incendio. Let's go, patrolman. Acrobatic.
Imperial!
I doubt everything's perfect for you at Hogwarts. Misunderstood. Distrusted. A fellow student you've clashed with, perhaps. A professor you thought was on your side. All the spells you've learned, and what do you use them for? Minding others' business? Defending those who don't even appreciate it? Was I right? Why keep trying when there's such turmoil in your heart? Just let go. the Scrivenshaft boy was as annoying as his father. Why struggle when life is stomping all over you? I certainly didn't. Not until I met my associates. But then again, not everyone is capable of walking amongst the Dementors. Azkaban is where he's headed. Once a thief, always a thief. That, and his family business now belongs to yours truly. Enough about him. This is my moment. Hogsmeade, the place that once looked down on me, will soon be mine. As soon as I take care of you lot. This emotion. It's as if my heart is swelling. It's here, the moment I've been waiting for so long. Oh, the joy! Wait, what are you doing? This isn't how it's supposed to be. Sweets and toys were luxuries I never had during my childhood. A child from a humble family deserved no such indulgence. I had nothing. But then life gave me something no one else has. A pact with a Dementor. I faced these fearsome creatures 3 times and emerged unscathed. While my opponents were not so fortunate. Hate seethed within me, festering like a wound that could never heal. Only one thing mattered. The fortune that I worked tirelessly to amass. And now, I am the wealthiest of them all.
You're never going to hurt anyone ever again. Expecto Patronum! I did! I cast a corporeal Patronus!
See? I told you that you could do it.
Mr. Potter, thank goodness you're here. It's Midas Gorvig. He's...
I know. Miss Warrington filled me in.
Thank you, Mr. Potter. I wouldn't have managed it if the Dementor hadn't turned on Midas at the last minute. Strange, now that I think of it.
It would seem that Mr. Gulvig misunderstood Dementors. I suspect that these evil creatures might sometimes overlook victims numbed by immense pain, like Gulvig himself.
I see. When my Patronus faded, Midas believed victory was within reach. He must have felt something then. Something powerful.
And that's what led the Dementor to him.
What we have is speculation at best. For now, let's get you kids back to Hogwarts. Professor McGonagall must be worried sick.
You've been out nearly a week. We were starting to...
I thought the same when I turned myself in. Guess the sob story must have worked since she only gave me 2 months of detention. Indeed. Scrubbing the entrance hall floors with a muggle toothbrush feels like cruel and unusual punishment.
So, how's your father?
He woke up the other day. That's why I was out. I was visiting him in St. Mungo's. He's still in rough shape, but the healers expect him to make a full recovery.
That's great news, Wenshi.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort and hard work. Not two of my favourite things, I must admit, but for the first time in a while I'm actually hopeful about the future of our family and Scrivenshafts. Of course, don't think I've forgotten who helped make that possible. Thank you. I'm in your debt. Which, as you might expect, isn't a state I like to be in, so I've thought of something you might enjoy.
Is it a lifetime discount at Scrivenshafts?
Well, my dad's still running the family business now that he's back, but I'll likely take over once I graduate. Meanwhile, I hope you'll enjoy being characters in my latest story.
That's great! Have you started writing again?
Sort of. Our adventure was really inspiring. Midas too. He'll make a fascinating antagonist in my story.
That sounds wonderful. Should we be looking for a copy at Flourish and Blots anytime soon?
The ink's still drying on my manuscript, and it'll take some time to revise. But keep your eyes peeled.